So, first and foremost, let me open our last database before we start today's topic and review what we did in the last class. So, my WAMP server is already running here. So, I want to open my database, which is SQL Server. I'm logging into my SQL Server through my SQL console here. My administrator username is root. I click OK. So, but for the password, I have to press Enter key. So that's all. So getting to this environment now, I want to see all the database available just as what you do. Show what databases, semicolon, okay. And database you are working is going to be what? ShopRite DB. So I can open it by making use of use command ShopRite DB here now. And that's good. So let me see all the table available in the database by type show what tables. Good. So these are all the tables we have so far now. The last slide we talked about how we can be able to modify some information in some of these tables, like item detail. Let me see the structure for the item detail that are called describe item details, because it is very important. Oh, it's not items. I think it's item. Yeah, item detail. It is very important for us to see the structure, to be familiar with the structure of every table we are going to be working with. So that's why it's good to always have a look at this. So there's a structure we have this table called item detail, which is going to be very important table we are going to be using in our next activity here now. And also, we are still going to need another table again that are going to be called supplier and categories. So let me see the structure for the what for the supplier table 2. Supplier, okay, for supplier table. Okay, good. This is supplier table, and I want to see the structure for category table 2. That is what categories. That is it. Also, semicolon now. Also, we have also added some record to this table. So let me see how many number of records we have inside each of these table now. For category table, let me start from that one. I use select as theory. We will learn more about that select today. I'll specify category now. Category. This is how we use the SQL command to display all record in the table. So we have 3 record in the category. So let me check how many record available in the supplier. Supplier table, and we have 5 record in supplier. That's nice. And how many record do we have in the item details too? So item detail, okay. Item detail. That's it, okay. And I have 3 record in the item detail. I want to make this one to be a practice so that each time we are going to start, I want us to be adding more record to some table because we'll be needing more record. So before I continue today now, I want to add 2 more record to the item detail tables, because we are going to learn about some of this record. And remember, to add the record to this table, we talk about using the command we call insert into. Very good. So right here now, I'm going to type insert statement into the table I'm adding record to is called item details. Okay. I will now say values. Open the bracket here. So the first column is item ID. My item ID is 4 here now, comma. The item name now. So the item name is going to be in quotation. I call it what? USB mouse. USB mouse now. Okay. And the category. Okay, the description now for I say pointing to item on the computer screen. Okay, that's the description for this item. Okay, now so, and let me redo this one a little bit here so that we can see. Good. So after this description, the next thing is the price, comma, price I'm going to call it what, 1,500. That's good. And after the price, the quantity we have is 25 now. After quantity, what is the reorder level? So when it is what, 4, you can order for more. And how many quantity are we ordering for? We want to order for what? For 15. And after that again, what was the supplier that supplied this? Let me look for supplier name here now. Let me give it to this supplier that is for Badmus Peter. So I can put 1 here. And then the next one is what? Which category does it belong to? It's electronic. That is 12. So that is 12. So I close this bracket here now. That is it. So that means I'm adding the first record for this particular item. You know I have 3 record before. So when I press enter key here, that is good. So I can add another one again, another product again. That will be record 1, record 5 now. And record 5, I call it what? I call it what? Light pen. Light pen now. So light pen is also what? For pointing, or I say what? Or touch, for touching, for touching item, for touching item on the computer screen. And that one too is that pen is going to be what? 25 in price. Quantity is 20 we have. So and the okay, quantity is 20 and the reorder level is going to be 3, and the other quantity is going to be 10, and the supplier is the same Badmus, and the electronic is the same category. So I press enter key. So here I added 2 more product to the item detail. So I can display all those product again. I say select item detail here now. So this is giving us what? The information about each of the item we have in our what? Database table. Okay, I think for now, we can now start with today's class. Today's class will be needing some of this record. That's why I quickly add some record to this particular table. Today, we are going to talk about retrieving data from database. Though we have been seeing some of the statements we used to do that, but we can do more than that. They say at times, database user might need to retrieve complete or selected data from the table. Depend on this requirement from the database user. They might need to extract only the selected column or row from the table. All what we have been doing so far here is to return all the rows from every table here now. You can see when I say select, I said it here from this. System return all the row. But sometimes I may want to return some column. Maybe I want to see only the item ID, the item name, and their price. That is all. So how do we do that one? That's part of what I'm going to look at today now. Select statement is one of the statement we use to retrieve the required data from the database table. So if we want to select statement to retrieve selected data, you have to specify some of the criteria. Number 1 is that by default, select statement retrieve all records. That's why you see that anytime we make use of select like this, we specify asterisk. All the record is going to be displayed until you specify the specific record by using where condition. Now, if you are going to use the select statement, these are some of the syntax we have to follow now. The syntax is very simple. You have to use select statement here by say select. After that, you specify the columns which you want your select statement to return. Here I say column 1. You can also say column column 2, and also I can also have column n. That means unlimited number of columns. Can you see? After that again, you must now use from. Do you get now? When you say from here, you specify what you call the table name you want to retrieve the record from. You are retrieving record from which table? That is it. Let me start breaking this one down to different line like this now. Don't forget, the first one is the select. What are the column you want to see? Second one, you now say from which table do you want to return your record? Do you get it now? And after that particular one again, we can have where. Now, where is a clause that specify the condition for the record you want to retrieve. When I say condition, condition is going to be what? I want to retrieve the record where so thing happen. Maybe where the quantity less than 3, where the quantity more than 10. That's the condition. It is this where clause that will limit the number of the rows from the for the record you want to display. If e say select like dis and you specify from table, dis select to from will return all the record from the tables. But if you want to limit the record from that table, you have to use where clause. Where clause is going to use with the condition that will now limit the number of record you want to display from the what? From the table. Now, for us to understand that one more better now, let's see how this one can be used in this particular environment. You can see the first select statement here on this slide there. This says select asterisk from all column. This asterisk indicate that what? Select asterisk from customer table now. This means system should display all the record and all the column from the table. From this syntax here, instead of specify the column name one by one, I can replace it with what? With the asterisk. Do you get now? This asterisk indicate you want to retrieve all the column from all the what? Rows. If I return back here now, just like we have seen before, and now say select asterisk here. Select asterisk mean that what? I'm retrieving all the column from this particular item detail table. That's why you can see all this record will display here. But what if I want to see the selected word column? Then I can now use my select statement word like this. By now specify the column I want to display. I want to see the item word, item name column. That is it now. I want to see the price column. I'll say price. I want to see the quantity column. I'll put quantity. And also I want to do the supplier word, supplier ID for that column. That means I want to return all this record by these 4 column. Column for item name, price, quantity, supplier ID from item detail. Once I press enter key, one is not applicable. Is it supplier ID? Yes, I think supplier is SUP ID. So I can reselect that and onto SUP ID. Okay, I press enter key. Can you see? These are the selected column I want to see from my item detail table. That means once I say asterisk, asterisk mean all columns should be what? Returned. But if you don't want to return the whole column, you want to return the specific column, you can now use your select statement here and specify the column which you want to retrieve the record from. So this is how we retrieve record from each one columns. Who's outside? Outside. Yes. Hmm? Okay. So this is how to retrieve the record here now. Apart from that again, you get it now. We can also allow you to display the result and define the column heading for the result. For example now, if you look at most of the record we have here now, this is not the proper word heading. You can see QTY. Somebody might not know what SUPID mean. You can display this particular word, this column, and give it a proper word, header name. Because if you look at the way we display this one here now, system just say what? Item name like this. But some people might not understand the proper law. You can say product name. Can this item name title here be changed? Yes. To do that again, do you get it now? I can now return back. And when you say price, what type of price? Is it selling price or cost price? That's some of the another thing. Is it that's another word different we have to define now. So I can now return back to this particular word. Select here again to give the title the column name. To do the different title here to each of these column. When I say item name like this, I can use as. I will now use quotation and say what? Product name. I want the item name to be called product name. That is one. And the price now, I also say as I want to give you a new title to be called what? Maybe what? Cost price. You get it now, and that is it. And the quantity too, I want to give you a proper one heading. I'll say as well the quantity order. Okay, you know it's now making more sense here now. Do you get now? So let's say I don't want this supplier one ID. Okay. Okay, that's it. Maybe I come down to what, to this supplier ID. Let me give it again. And I give you its own title. I say what, supplier what number. That's more better now. You can see that what, for every of the column I display here, I want to give them the proper one heading so that it become more readable. So once I press enter key here now, oh, semicolon, I press enter key. What is happening here now? Item detail. You said? Yes. Okay, thank you. Let me terminate this now and record it again. Good. So I call that statement again, return the quantity order. Good. Thank you. Follow up. So once I press enter key here now, you can see that one. The title for each of these column is now well defined here for everybody that are going to present this record to. Because most of people that are going to be using this record, they are the what? Management. So they might be finding all these field name we use here very difficult to understand. But developer use it to shorten, to make what program what readable. Do you get now? While for the management, the information have to represent to them in a proper way. When you say data analyst, this is what most of the data analyst work does, to make sure that what information is being displayed in a way that going to be well understood by the management here now. So that means when you use your select statement to retrieve any column from database, each title given to them can what, can be changed and given a proper what, title. Apart from that again, another statement we are going to look at when we are retrieving record is what we refer to as a where clause. Where clause is used to retrieve a row based on a specific what condition, and make sure that what, it ensure that the query return row that satisfy the condition what you specify. If you are going to specify the condition, when we are using the word, the where clause, the condition is going to be using some of this word operator like this. Operators, they are the symbols like less than symbol, greater than symbol, we have less than equal to symbol, and we also have greater than equal to what symbol. We have this equal to, and we also have for exclamation like this, which is not equal to. All these are some of the conditional operators you must have learned in your work JavaScript. You get it now. So this is still applicable. It now depends on what type of record you want to see. For example here now, on returning to here, from this particular one supplier, you get now. Let's say I want to see all the supplier that the what, that the quantity they order is more than what, 20. Do you get now? Or quantity the order is less than what, 45. Do you get now? That's one condition. Or I can come to the what, to any of this again. Okay, I want to see all the supplier. Let's start from that supplier table. I mean item detail table too. I want to see all the item detail that have the quantity order less than what, less than more than 25. Remember, when I say more than 25, that means greater than what, 25. So to display that again, the same select statement we use here is going to be used. After the from item detail, after the name of the table, I will now say where quantity order. Remember the variable name is QTY. You now say what, quantity order greater than what, 25 and semicolon. Greater than 25, that means from 25 and above. When I press my enter key here, you can see system return true record. Because if you actually look at all the record we have here now, you get it now. These are the two records that quantity order greater than 25. Do you get it? That is it. Or it may be that one, I want to see all the record well. The price is something like this. It depends on condition you want to use. Do you get it now? So we can use any of those work condition. And if you look at the example available in this page, they say they want to see the rental rate that is equal to 499. That means only the rental rate, their price is 4.99. The same thing we can also look for it that one. How many of our product the cost price is less than what? 50,000 now. Or how many of our product the cost price is more than what? 500 naira. If I want to know the product the cost price less than 500 naira, I will return back to here. I will now change this particular quantity to what? To price. Do you get now? Price greater than what? 500 naira here. And that is it. So once I press enter key here, you can see these are the product, the price is what? Is more than 500 naira. Do you get now? And before I go further again, I want to be changing this price. I want the price to be in the same word level here now. I don't like some of them is more than 60,000 and 2,000. I want to quickly change most of this price because some of these statement we discussed in the last class, but we can still learn it more again. We are still going to keep repeating that. So I want to update the price. Before I do that, let me retrieve all the record from the wall item detail once again. Okay, now I want to update the price of every product to be maybe from 1,000 to 10,000. That's going to be the range. So I can say update. Update now. The table name is what? Item what? Detail. Okay, I will now say set. Do you get it now? Price equal to the new price again. Let me call this one 2,500, 2,500 now. Okay, let me say okay, 2,000. You have 2,500. Let me say what? 5,500. Okay, that means set the price to 5,500. Where good item ID equal to what? 5. Yes, that means I'm changing the price for what? For item 5 now. That's the first thing I want to do. So when I press enter key, oh God, undo again. Say, update is wrong. The spelling of my update command. Update. Update good. Item details. Set price to 5,500. Where item ID equal to what? To 5. I press enter key. The first price change. Do you get it now? So I can use it again for item 4 now. So I want to change price for item 4 to what? To 4,005 now. Or I call it what? Or 3,005 for item 4. I press enter key again. Good. I want to change for item 3. So item 3 now is going to be what? To be okay, item 3. The price I called it what? 8,005 now. I press enter key. Good. Item 4 now. Oh, item 2. I'm changing the price for item 2 now to maybe 10,000 now. So here again, it become what? 10,000. Okay, that's 10,000 now. And the last one, item 1. I change the price from item 1 to, I change it to maybe that's going to be 2,000. 2,000 now. So when I press enter key, so moment I return select again, I can see that all the product item now has been changed properly because we'll be needing something more like this again. So that is it. So now that is the where clause now. Apart from that again, I can use where clause to use two condition. Maybe for example now, I want to retrieve the items that satisfy two different conditions here now. Okay, that's why two different conditions. I want to see how many items is priced less than 5,000 and the quantity order is above what? 15. Can you see again? Price that the price less than 5,000 and the quantity order above what? 15. Then I can set the select statement like this here now. Select item from this. Do you get now? I will now say where, price less than what? 5,000. Do you get it now? I will now say and quantity. Do you get it now? Greater than what? Is it greater than quantity? Quantity less than 15. Quantity less than 15. That is it. So let me press enter key here and see what record I got. You see, there's no record. There's no record for that. Do you get it now? That means I don't have any product that less than 5,000. But if you look at 35, less than 5,000 was 25. If you look at 2,000, less than 5,000 is 30. But when I now see quantity greater than 15 now, maybe I should see two products now. And that is all. These are the two price. Their price is less than what? 5,000, but their quantity is more than what? Than 15 here now. So that means this is another way of implementing two different criteria to retrieve for a record. Do you get now? That is it. So apart from that again, we can also use this select statement in another way again. You can see now, that's it. So we have what we call the okay, we'll come back to this now. That's exactly what we just do now. Using logical operator, these are used to retrieve the record based on the one or more condition. And the last activity we do here, we use two conditions. The first condition here we say price greater than less than 5,000, while the second condition mean what? Price greater than 15,000. This and which is the logical operator mean the condition here must be true and the condition here must be true for the record to be retrieved. Any record that didn't satisfy this condition and this system will not retrieve it. That's why we see that the only way here, the price less than 5,000. That's the first condition is true. Second condition now mean what? Quantity greater than what? 15, which is 30. So using this logical operator mean you can combine multiple conditions together to be able to retrieve for the record from what? From the database. But in most of the update version of the SQL now, hardly most of the user will use this logical operator because they made the conditional and select statement become more complex. You will see how they perform the same operation now without using this particular logical operator in this example. So in another one again is what we have for the comparison operator we can use like equal to, greater than, less than, okay, and so on. That's the example when you see in this place here now. Now we want to see between. Yeah, between is used to select a record that are within the specified range of the user defined value. Maybe I want to retrieve some record from particular range again. Instead of using the logical operator, we can use the between operator to be able to retrieve the record. So this allow user to retrieve record that contain the value within the specified range. Let's say for example here now, I want to see all the record again from my select statement here. I want to see all the other level between between okay, I want to see all the product, all the quantity order that is between 15 to okay, 15 and and 40. How many quantity order do we have that is within the range of 15 and 40? So then we can use select statement like this. Then we will now say where, when you use select statement, don't forget this. E say where quantity order between. So return back here again, you can say where quantity order, which is QTY, you now say between, the first value is 15 and 40. That is it now. This one mean you want system to return the quantity order that is within this particular range, which is between 15 and 40. If you look at this critically now, we are going to see quantity like 20, 25, 10 and 30. Those are the four quantity there. Can you see them? Okay, I'm supposed to be 4. System return. Okay, between 15 and what? 40. And why showing 3 record? 15 and 40. Quantity order pen following. 4. Auto Pepsi 100. Okay. Auto iPhone is 10 and system is not returning 10. You see, iPhone is 10. So why between 15 and 40 iPhone is 10? Select asterisk Q1 between 15 and 40. What is happening here? Return this. Between from table where QTY. Okay. This is supposed to be more than this now. Supposed to be more than this. Okay, let me check it somewhere now. Browser here. Okay. I want to confirm that result, but that should be 4 record. Okay. PAP admin. Come on. Okay, so I'm logging in here root. So I want to confirm this on the PAP admin. The GUI base for this SQL server ShopRite DB is selected. Item detail table is now open. Okay, now so I click on the SQL here and I specify the same record here now. Okay, so click on go. Between 15 and 40. 30, 25, 20, 15. Okay, sorry. The statement is what? Is correct. Statement is correct. If you look at this again, when I say between 15 and 1 and 40, that's the record you want to return here now. The 20, 25 and 30. 10 is not inside the 15. 10 is before 15. That is just it. So the system return the accurate record for us here. So we can use the switch to be able to pick some record that we want to select from within a range. I just wonder, I can't make a mistake. So that's how the word is between work. Another operator we need to look at very quickly is like. Like used to retrieve the record from a table that match a specified word patterns. Do you get it now? So when you are using the like keyword, you can specify your own pattern to determine which exact type of record you want to return. Maybe for example now, I want to pick all the record that started with letter A. I want to select all the record that end with letter E. That is when we can use what we call something like what? The like keyword. Let me now apply this one to a table like what? The supplier table. I'm using supplier table now. Say supplier here now, and I put comma here. These are all the supplier now. Assuming I want to retrieve all the supplier first name that start with what? Letter A. You can see now. How could I get supplier that start with letter A? I can use this particular word like keyword. So and that's why that what there are two type of the symbol we can use with this particular like keyword. We can use it to match a single character or any arbitrary word character as long as they are in a single word quotation. This one also match the given character string with a specified word pattern. But the two pattern we can use here is a percent here that used to match any number of character, while the hyphen here represent a single word characters in a record. So for example now, if I have something word like this here, I say select word record for supplier and I say where first word name, do you get now? And I say like, that's it now, like I put this quotation here and I say a percent. This one simply mean what? Any first name that start with A, irrespective of any character that follow it. You can see Atiku, you can see Abayomi. That mean any first name that start with A, that what system go to return, and those are the two first name that start with A. So the moment I press what enter key here now, you can see Atiku and Abayomi. Do you get now? But sometimes I may want to return any name that have A inside. Let's assume that I want to return any name that have A inside, the first name that have A inside their own. That means I have to start with what? With the percent symbol here again. Percent symbol here mean what? Irrespective of letter that started that particular word, first name. Whether first name start with what? T, as long as there's A inside. And irrespective of the letter that end it again. Do you get it now? System should return it as long as there is what? A inside that particular word letter. That means whatever name that have a system return it again. So once I press enter key, you can see all the first name that start with what? A. And that is what this particular word, this like keyword word, like special pattern here does. So when this one over now, I will continue from there again. So let me say this